Today we're gonna talk about one of the saddest boss fights in the whole series, Great Grey Wolf Sith. Now that the second act of Dark Souls is definitely over, we approach the end of our journey, but before that we need to collect 4 Lord Souls. For that we obviously need to defeat 4 mighty bosses. The third act is the most non-linear in the game, meaning you can collect Lord Souls in any order you would like. We will start with 4 Kings of the New Londo, because I say so, but we can't just go there and jump into the abyss. For that we need the Ring of the Abyss Walker, the Covenant of Artorias. Artorias was one of the 4 great knights of Lord Gwyn. Well, we will talk more about him in future episodes, which by the way, probably gonna be super long. For now, you need to know that Artorias is dead, and he left behind his greatest friend, a great grey wolf named Sif. She is protecting her master's grave, and with it, a ring that lets you traverse the abyss. You could say that she is not only mourning Artorias, but she also continues his legacy of protecting the world from the abyss. When you enter the arena, a cutscene plays. A fun fact is that if you've encountered Artorias before facing her, this cutscene is altered a bit. If you haven't played Dark Souls, this may seem a bit confusing. I've just said that Artorias is dead and the fight with Sif takes place over his very grave. I will explain it in later episode. For now, you just have to know that time in Lordran is convoluted. So this is probably the largest, the most open arena so far. It's a graveyard with only one grave at the center. It's pretty, at least for me, but besides its openness, there is not much going on here mechanically, so let's just jump to the boss fight. The first doggo fight in the series, and believe me, there will be more of them in later games. Maybe it isn't the first big quadruped boss, as we faced the Gaping Dragon before. Honestly, there isn't much comparing we can do at the moment. Sif is, I guess, the first boss of its kind, and the fight is mostly straightforward. You try to get under her belly and attack her paws. She tries to stop you by performing variety of attacks with Artorias' overgrown greatsword. The visual design of this encounter is superb. You have this majestic animal wielding a badass sword in her mouth. It's a great imagery. She can swing her sword, she can slam into the ground, she can also do a spin attack and upper slash. I really like her evasive slash though. Combining offense with defense is one of my favorite strategies, so I like when bosses also do that. Dodging players' attacks alone make them appear more intelligent. If they try to hit you and jumping, dodging away, it just adds to the experience in my opinion. Most of her moves are well telegraphed. There is enough variety here, but there is one problem, you see. If you get under her, which is extremely easy, we're talking one good timed dodge easy, then there isn't much she can do to you. She can only jump away really. If you get under her, she is defenseless. This boss, as most big quadruped bosses, is mostly about positioning yourself. I talked about it in Gaping Dragon episode, and I will definitely talk more about this concept in future, as it is extremely interesting way to test the player's skills. But like I've already said, here there is really only one position you can aim to reach. In the Gaping Dragon fight, you could have aimed for the head to deal bigger damage, or if you didn't want to risk, stay at its sides. You could even go for its tail to get the unique weapon. This gave you the opportunity to express your playstyle, to express yourself as a player. It created a risk versus reward situation. But in a fight with Sif, you don't get that choice. There is no reward for staying in front of her, for attacking her head, if you can even reach it. There are many great examples in future games of bosses where positioning yourself correctly, where choosing where you wanna be in relation to the boss is the name of the game. There is especially good example in one of the Dark Souls 3 DLCs, but I'll talk about it when time comes. Maybe you can list some bosses like that in the comments for bonus points or something. Don't get me wrong, I like this boss. It is really climactic, artistic even, while at the same time it is actually pretty engaging thanks to her relatively broad moveset. At the end of the fight, when her health drops really low, something interesting happens. She starts limping. This is just brilliant. Intentionally turning the Sif fight into an anticlimax is far more impactful than just letting it play out normally. This isn't like you would expect. The second phase doesn't make her stronger, it doesn't give her new flashy moves. The reality is, when you slash a big wolf creature enough times, it has trouble standing up. And yeah, if you are wondering, I just quoted Matthew Matosis. I always say that those games work the best when they subvert the expectations. When a boss refuses to fight you, when the final boss is a joke, when a great wolf starts limping and to your surprise makes you feel sorry for her. When you finally put her down, you get 40,000 souls. Soul of Sif that can be used to get Great Sword of Artorias, Cursed Great Sword of Artorias and Great Shield of Artorias. You also get Covenant of Artorias, 1 Humanity and 1 Homeward Bone. Thanks for watching, to the next time.